This week, I want bread. David loses his mind over a 12-foot picture of a Big Mac, and Chloe almost takes out a horse box. So, let's strap down, let's strap in, and let's do this.
This is just another trucking podcast.
I'll visit my brother in Arizona, but I'm sure.
What part of Arizona?
Phoenix.
Phoenix.
Yeah.
I've been there many, many times.
Yeah.
Phoenix is where I discovered my AC didn't work in my truck. Because I went into another guy's truck and I was like, wait, what the is this? Oh my God, it's cold air coming out of here. My truck doesn't do this.
It's hot.
Oh wait, you just didn't know that the truck should have AC?
I thought I had AC. There was air that was blowing out. I've never been in AC before. It was my first truck. I've never had a car that had AC.
So as long as you had a bit of cold air, that was it. You thought you were.
It wasn't hot air.
You'd never had AC.
We don't have AC in Ireland because most cars don't have AC. Growing up, the cars that we had in America were pieces of shit, and they didn't. The AC was broken, or I didn't know. I just thought if it was in the blue part of the setting, that was AC. You know what I mean? I didn't know it was an actual button, or there was. I just didn't. I didn't know what it felt like.
So it was working.
No, it actually wasn't working, but I thought it was. But right. and I thought this is as good as it gets, but I was completely wrong. Here I am sitting in the guy's truck. I'm like, oh my God, I had no idea. The truck has been in.
We're swapping trucks. Get out.
The truck was literally in. It was literally in the shop many, many, many times for service and all that kind of stuff. Anything wrong with it? No, nothing wrong with it. Not that I know of. I just didn't know. I didn't know. I was so pissed off, and of course, I as soon as I go back to the terminal, I tell him that hey, by the way, I don't have AC. I didn't know I didn't have AC, but I don't have AC.
But I know now, and I want it.
But now that I know what it feels like, I want it. Seriously, I was sleeping in Vegas, and I had all the windows open. I had a fan blowing on me, an external fan. It was just it absolutely sucked. I could barely sleep, and of course, when I am driving down the road, I got both windows open, and it was just the air. It was just.
Oh yeah.
So yeah. Well, with that note, how about we start the show?
Oh right, yeah. So do the whole intro thing and introduce and all of that. Yeah, we'll crack on with it. Hello, this is Just Another Trucking Podcast. I am your host Tom, and I'm joined as always by my good friends, co-host. And what are you doing, David? I'm doing the intro, and you cannot just open a can of beer. What are you even drinking? What even is that?
It's seltzer.
It's White Claw.
It's what?
White
seltzer.
Mango seltzer. It's White Claw.
It's just like a tonic, isn't it? Like a tonic.
Yeah. It's seltzer water. Yeah, it's tonic water. Yeah. Like sparkling water. It's sparkling water with a taste of mango. It tastes like crap.
It's a mango.
But
you're drinking it. It tastes like crap, but you're drinking it.
It's only 2 carbs. It's gluten free. It's got 100 calories.
Doesn't mean
what
nothing.
the fuck is a gluten? What is a gluten? I don't get what a gluten is. Why do people keep saying?
I don't want any gluten in my beer.
What is a gluten?
It's bad stuff.
How? How is it gluten? How is it? Why is it when I go to fucking Asda, there's now a gluten-free section of pasta? I don't get that. I don't get what.
Some people are allergic to it, and if you eliminate gluten out of your diet, there's a lot of. It's part of wheat.
So it's the structural protein.
Wheat is like the 99% of all of my meals.
Yeah. Well, then you take a lot of gluten. You're definitely not gluten intolerant. Unless you're shitting yourself all the time.
You'd be gassy.
I thought one thing we have discussed is my. Let's not go down there again.
You'd be very gassy. Your tummy would hurt. You'd be suffering constantly with stomach pain.
I'm very gassy.
Maybe you are a gluten intolerant.
Yeah, maybe cut down a little bit.
I'm gonna continue eating gluten regardless. I don't care. I will happily exchange wheat for farting. That's fine. I have no problems with this. There's so many delicious things.
I'll pay with my farts, thank you.
Like tiger bread. I'm not giving up tiger
tiger
bread.
bread's
What's
good.
tiger bread?
Oh my god!
Oh my
you don't know what
God.
tiger bread is?
Tiger bread's amazing.
Oh,
Striped
got-
bread?
Just very quickly. This is Chloe and David. These are the hosts. I'm Tom. There we go. That's all. Right.
All right.
Tiger bread is like. How do you explain it? It's just.
It's got like a crust. So when you cook it, when it's rising,
as
they put
all-
like
as all
an
bread does.
extra. You get like an extra layer you put on. If I remember rightly, it's like a yeasty layer you like paste
Is
on.
it really?
So, yeah. So when you cook it, that's when you get like a crackle. So it cracks, David, and then you get like really crunchy bits.
Okay.
And
it tastes so good.
but
The bread itself, it tastes nice. Huh?
Oh, it does taste good. It's normally like sourdough in it a lot of the time. But the tiger bread, I think in Sainsbury's or Tesco's, a little kid said, "Why is it called tiger bread? It's not got stripes. It should be giraffe bread."
And they
So
sent.
it's now called giraffe bread. So basically, imagine a giraffe
Wait.
with patches. That's the bread. What it looks like.
In Tesco's, it's actually called draft bread now.
Yeah, they've
because of
actually
that.
called it giraffe bread. I think
That's amazing.
Yeah, it's Tesco's. I'm sure it's Tesco's. It's now called giraffe bread.
So I seem to remember. I think it might be Sainsbury's that let us from. 1 second. Let me see if I can do. By the way, we don't have producer this week. We're missing her deeply.
And we've already established we
Yeah,
didn't have.
this is Friday for us, and she works Fridays, so yeah.
It's Sainsbury's.
What? They
Hey,
changed the name.
Renamed giraffe bread by Sainsbury's.
Oh, it's
In
Sainsbury's.
fairness, she is right. It does look more like a giraffe pattern to it.
It does, but it's called tiger bread because it's been called tiger bread.
Okay,
But
fair
obviously,
enough.
for a child, it doesn't look like tiger bread. So
You know, when I moved to America, right? When I go to a diner and I had breakfast or whatever, and they'd ask you what kind of bread, and like I didn't think that was such a tough question because they had so many options that I never even heard of. Like, do you want sourdough? Do you want rye? I'm like, there was just there's a laundry list of it. Do you want
That's what I found when I was in America. The bread situation was dire. There wasn't.
I didn't
don't know,
like
I
it.
can't remember.
There is nothing better. Now in Ireland, we have a bread called Brennan's bread. It is fantastic. It is lovely, and I have never experienced another bread in America like this bread. And this is the most popular bread in Ireland. All right,
And
I believe.
what is it? What?
It's just white bread. You have wheat bread too. That's pretty good as well. It's just lovely and soft.
I mean,
it's got a bit of a-
Is it just Kingsmill, basically?
huh?
Just
Warburton's.
Warburton's or Kingsmill?
Not
Alright,
Kingsmill,
Warburton's.
Warburton's.
I have no
Warburton's. I'm sorry. I
yeah,
hope you're
alright,
not. I hope you're
Warburton's
not trying to say
better.
that Kingsmill is the best bread here,
No, it was just the first one that came to my head. All right,
right?
Just
Because
But usually
Warburton's
is
is
the one
clearly
would
the
be
best
the
one.
best.
Like,
All right, well, I like
I'm willing
fancy
to go toe to
sourdough
toe.
and
Come at me in
rye
the
bread.
comments. I will have you all Warburton's for gold.
Yeah,
Apparently, I'm willing to defend this for some reason.
bread
Fight to
in
death.
America is just not as good as it is in Europe. All right, it just isn't. I can.
Does it fall apart or is it like sturdy?
Okay,
or...
now the way I look,
just
I can
dry.
kind of look at it. All right, as it maybe dry because now the Brennan's bread, it had a kind of it was very soft, but the crust was very chewy. All right,
Yeah,
the
so
bread
it's just
over
like
here,
loaf.
the crust isn't chewy, so I feel like they're cooking it at a different temperature or something or another. I have no idea what's going on, but I don't know. I could never. The amount of bread that I eat when I go home to Ireland though is ridiculous. My mom has to stock up on it. If I'm going for a week, yeah, she has to buy like 3 extra loaves because everyone's eating more bread because I'm it's just
Because you're just there to eat the bread.
yeah.
So when I went to Ireland for the first time, Northern Ireland, in either Londonderry or Derry, depending
Right.
which side of the fence you sit on, that was the place. You name it what you name it. I don't want to get involved in that. There's a long story behind that because we actually went there. I was working for RNLI. We had big British flags on the back of the jackets that we were wearing, which is not a good idea.
You went there with
Londonderry.
RNLI.
Yeah,
I don't
for
know
the
what
Royal
you're talking
National
about.
Lifeboat Institution. Yeah,
Why? Because you
RNLI,
worked for
okay.
them all.
yeah.
Oh, okay.
That's a whole story in itself. Basically,
Yeah,
there was a bomb threat called out. We were escorted out. There was a whole thing behind it. Anyways, that morning I had breakfast. The bomb threat's not the story. The breakfast is the
was
story
boring.
here.
The breakfast, the exciting bit.
So genuinely, right, it's as odd as it is, the breakfast is the part I remember from this day because they brought this thing out and fuck me, there was like 3 different types of bread and it was amazing. I love a good full English? I shouldn't say that.
English
Full
bread
Irish. No, it's a full Irish breakfast.
What is the difference between the Irish and English breakfast?
Well, on this one, so they had regular bread, they had potato bread, obviously, and they had something called soda bread, which I'd never had before.
Soda bread slush.
Oh my god.
Soda bread is good.
That's the brown bread.
Lord.
Yes, soda bread is brown bread. Yeah,
It was
Basically,
so good. It was fucking love a good. By the way, so there's
Don't they
there's
have
a
turmeric
chance.
bread out there as well? Just adding the bread thing in. Is it the
don't know.
yellow one? Go on. I'll get too excited
I
about bread.
should just state for the record, I'm on a diet because I've got fat. Sitting behind a truck wheel, I have things have not gone well for me, and so I've tried dieting before, and I've lasted a day.
Oh, that's not very
maximum.
Not very
So
long at all.
I need. Problem is, I need something where I'm like, you cannot do this, and that's that. I need to be. I'm like a child.
Well, go gluten
I have to-
intolerant. Then you can't
No,
do
no.
it.
I'm not fucking going. I don't. Again, not doing the gluten. I'm doing fasting. So basically,
Okay.
I eat normally in the morning, but by what's actually 1:00, I don't eat again until next morning.
Okay.
And in fairness, I've
You
actually
have
stuck
one
to it, so-
huge meal in the morning.
No, I have
Sorry.
breakfast like I would normally,
Yeah.
and then I have like lunch like I would normally, but then after that, I just don't eat anything until the next day.
Okay.
Okay.
I don't know if
So it's
we'll
not sitting
find
on
out
your
if
stomach
it
or...
we'll find out if it works. But right now, I am really hungry, and this is going to show throughout the rest of the podcast. It's not
You're
talk
gonna
about
get
me
proper
doing a
hangry.
diet. It's talk
Yeah.
about there will be a lot of food talk now on this podcast.
I was going to say, so if we just keep talking about food, we're going to ruin your diet, aren't we, really?
That's all I can think about right now. It's my girlfriend's talking about these bagels. Have you ever tried them
I love
This is a
bagels.
trucking podcast.
Why are we talking
and
about
all
bread
we've
still?
talked about so far is fucking bread. Right. There's like have you tried the New York style bagels?
Yes.
Oh
They're
my
amazing.
god.
They're
Some
good.
fucking butter on them. Yes,
Yeah.
please. That's
Toast them
what's
as
up.
well. Have you had them toasted?
Yes. Oh
So
god.
good. And they're chewy and they're good.
But they're just in a perfect sort of way. They're delicious. I need them in my life.
You need bagels right now. You're just craving bread, aren't you? You're literally going to go to the supermarket in a minute and go like, I want some of that bread.
13
I'll have some of that
with
one. You just
13
pick up all
minutes
these
in.
breads.
More, in fact, because of the intro. All we've talked about
It's a
is
good start.
fucking
It's a
bread.
good start.
Oh, should we start the
Well,
podcast?
yeah,
Should we
yeah,
actually
let's
going to get
go.
into our
Yeah.
first topic?
Well,
Which,
actually, we have got an arsehole if we want to shout out.
actually,
before
we'll
we
do the
crack on,
arsehole and we'll
yeah.
also do some housekeeping as well because we've not done that yet. We've just talked
We've
about
got
bread so
excited
far.
about bread. So we've actually got a returning arsehole. So we got Blake Walsh, who has just passed his class 1 today. So
Ah,
for you
nice
guys
one, mate.
listening,
Congratulations.
Friday. Well
Yeah,
done.
it was
Yeah.
last Friday for everyone who's
Friday
listening.
just gone. Yeah.
Yeah.
So well done.
Yeah, congrats.
Yeah, congratulations.
Welcome on the
I
road.
think you can definitely be an arsehole, and yeah, good luck. Yeah.
Oh yeah, another truck driver on the road. You're an arsehole. You're just straight up an arsehole. That's just.
If we
that's
see
just a
you, we'll
fact.
shout arsehole.
I'm trying to do a clapping or a cheering. Sound.
Why to cheer the bread on? The bread needs cheering.
No,
does
we're
it?
not on
Did
about
he-
bread
did-
anymore.
Then he got his.
Then he
What
got
is
his license.
Oh, right. So you want to do a
There we go.
cheering because he's got his.
Yay.
There we go.
It feels
Well
like that
done.
audience is not putting enough effort in there.
No,
I feel like they
no.
could have done
Yeah,
a
where's
lot
that
better.
random woman screaming? Woo!
Is that better?
That's better.
Oh yeah,
A lot
that's
more-
better.
Oh,
Yeah,
I
yeah,
like that
yeah.
one.
There we go.
Yeah.
There we go.
That's a proper
Okay.
celebration.
Oh, well, this one goes on for like 36
goes on?
seconds.
Holy
Should we
crap!
leave it-
Should
should
we
I let it
just-
go
we'll
on?
just sit here? Yeah, we'll sit here.
Yeah, let's just stop that one.
All right. So congratulations
podcast.
getting your class A. Class A? Is that what it is?
Class 1.
Class
Class
one.
one.
Yeah.
So Arctic
In America,
license.
it's the class A.
Okay.
In England, a Class A is something very different.
What's the class A, Tom?
It's more for weekends. Anyways, housekeeping. Drugs, David, drugs. Like
Oh,
class
really?
A
Class
drugs.
A
Yeah,
drugs.
yeah.
Oh.
Class A drugs, like kind of.
Wow.
It's a little
To
bit
be honest
different.
with you, without being an absolute dork, I'd have to Google what class A drugs. I don't know which they are. God Almighty!
Right.
Right.
So, Tom, you're wearing a t-shirt, aren't you?
Oh, I am. Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah.
I will.
a very nice t-shirt.
I know.
I kind of wish I would get one.
What, you and your...
Cute
You're in a
little
classic
sort.
grey there, David.
I'm
That
always
is
in
a very
grey.
classic grey.
Classic
Yeah.
grey. You should get a classic grey podcast one. There you go.
That is a really good idea.
Step up a bit.
Go and get your t-shirts at salmonslap.com. T-shirts and all sort of onesie, which we have talked about for the past 2 weeks.
Have you put
but
it
we still
on?
haven't. No,
Put it on. Oh,
no.
God's sake, I got
And
excited
we
then.
need to do it, but we keep
Right.
forgetting.
You keep forgetting. You've not even done a thumbnail yet.
No, I did do a thumbnail. I just didn't upload
where
it on
is
the last one.
Where is it? Well, I've not seen it.
I have shown David
Allegedly,
it.
we've done
No,
a
I've shown
thumbnail.
David.
And
I
you
don't
were
remember
meant to do
seeing
this
it.
last weekend. Are we going to have a thumbnail this weekend, Tom?
Just in case people don't know, a thumbnail for the YouTube.
Yeah,
All
yeah,
right.
sorry, yeah, thumbnail.
Oh shit! Tell you what, I've just remembered something I did this week, which is
Oh,
really
God.
bad.
Oh,
But
God.
we'll come on to that in a second because I've got a story to tell.
Finish this.
All right, hold on.
Yeah.
Salmonslap.com
Salmon slap.
is
Yeah.
where we can get all the stuff that we were just talking about. And please give us a review. Only the good reviews. I don't want to hear any more fucking bad reviews that Chloe's not funny. All right. All right. Seriously.
Yeah,
She's
put me on
funny.
a downer.
We're all all right. As well, YouTube. We love the comments and whatever.
Yeah.
Okay, are we done?
Yeah,
With, are we
comments
done
We
with
love
this?
the comments, but occasionally, because the podcasts are so long. So, Dazza, this is a comment from last week where it's like, pheasant is nice when it's cooked with a touch of white wine. And I'm like,
And we're like, what's that from?
what context is that from? Because I don't remember talking
But
about
guess what?
pheasants.
We were talking about food again.
We were, yeah. Oh my God.
We were talking about steak.
I've never had pheasant before, actually.
We talked about
Right.
how much I spent
Quite
on a meal.
gamey.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah, and your private
yeah.
chefs and stuff
Yeah.
like that.
Yeah, that we've been filled in earlier.
We
All these
have, yeah.
private chefs.
Food.
Sommeliers with all their special
Food.
wine.
Hey, we can talk about food all bloody day. I'm fine with that.
But it's
Tom's
honestly,
like on the phone ordering
it's
takeaway.
Very. So did somebody say
Hold
just
on,
eat?
hold on. Can I add something? Can I add something to that? Okay, so it was my in-laws, and they do love their fancy food. Now this is during COVID, and so the restaurant they weren't able to do the in-person one, right? So, what they would do, the chefs would actually come to your house. And you can actually take requests and everything, right? So there was a group chat going on between all the family. There was like 8 of us, and they kept asking me, "So what does everybody want?" And I just kept saying Big Mac. I just kept saying it. All right, Big Mac. All right,
Fine.
and just jokingly, because I don't care. I basically everybody just said I just wanted to be an asshole and be
that
kinda,
one of the
just
family,
be
yeah.
funny and like that's what a Big Mac. Because basically, if you're making fancy food, you don't want a fucking Big Mac. It's the last thing you want to fucking do, But at one point in the night, in a really fancy plate, he served me a Big Mac.
Did he actually?
He
Wait,
did.
what? An actual McDonald's one that is made?
An actual McDonald's one.
All right.
My sister-in-law ended up buying one and bringing it to there. But like, hey, you gotta
That's
serve.
hilarious.
You gotta
Well played.
serve this.
And it was nice and cold as well.
It was disgustingly cold. I took
Oh,
a bite of it.
oh, no.
I took a bite of it, just for comical value or whatever, right? And yeah, because the food on the table was a little bit better. But anyway, so
Yeah, I imagine so. So they came to your house though. That's crazy.
yeah. So it was the main chef and assistant who was basically nearly a chef over it as well. And this time we got to like kind of like what do you guys want? All right. What do you just want us to take control again, or is there anything in particular? So yeah, and then he prepared it first. I don't know. I have no idea how much it cost. It probably cost a couple
That's
of grand.
crazy.
Because there was a bunch of us. But
Chloe, I just want to remind you that me and you just a minute ago were salivating over tiger bread.
We're happy.
That's
with
where
tiger
our
bread.
standard is.
Yeah.
Big Mac sounds fancy to me, I think you'll find.
it is one of my favorite burgers. That's kind of why I said it, because I do love the Big Mac. One time, actually, all right, I was driving. I was in a semi truck, and I was getting pretty hungry, and a McDonald's trailer overtook me. And on the side of the McDonald's,
no.
on the side of the McDonald's truck was the biggest picture of a Big Mac ever. All right.
Good.
No, I used
Yummy.
not eat Big
Yeah.
Macs. I usedn't. All right. I've only had a few in my life or whatever. Right. And for some reason, that having a 10-foot wide Big Mac right next to me, seeing all the juice and everything, having like, oh my God, I have to have one. I've never craved something so much in my entire life. And I just kept driving, and I just kept looking at, because on the side of the road there'd be signposts of what restaurants are on what exit it is, right?
Yeah.
And I'm like, and of course I'd have to like make sure that there's truck parking too. And eventually, like 100 miles later or whatever, right? Oh, awesome. 2 Big Macs, please. And
2.
Yeah, I got 2 Big Macs.
I mean, if you had to drive another 100 miles gasping for a good Big Mac, that's quite a fair trek, to be fair.
Yeah, and it was the
May
best.
as well make it worth it.
There were the 2. It was delicious, and ever since then, I've just been eating Big Macs at McDonald's every single time. I don't eat them every day. I used to eat it every second day for a while, because that was the only fast food place or only restaurant that had truck parking where I worked. But yeah. Anyway,
I do find you get reliant on stuff, especially when you work. Especially when you work out, you can park at a certain place, and then you're just like, well, this is immediately
this is happening
not
now
great.
every day.
Yeah, and you get used to it.
Found Greg's.
Yeah,
fucking Greg's. I know where all the Greg's are.
Right, why are we still talking about food?
There's even one opening up along the route, and it's just in the perfect place to get stopped after you go to this quarry. It's the whole thing. Right, I fucked up this week.
Well, when do you not? Seriously.
This is bad. It's not as bad as the last one.
But it's still just as bad. Okay, go on.
So many.
Go on. Yeah, I know. I can't keep up.
So we've been going to this site all last week, and we were picking up from this quarry. I won't say the name of the quarry, but basically we're picking up from this particular quarry, and then the route was going down there and then down to a bigger quarry, and then bringing stuff back up north. But essentially, with stone, there's 2 main types for for tarmacking and stuff like that. So you've got limestone, which is considered a bit like a softer stone, and you've got
limestone
granite.
or limestone?
Limestone.
Okay. All right.
It's
limestone.
It's just the Cumbrian in me.
Right.
And you've got the granite, which comes back up because it's a harder one, so it's harder wearing. So like depending on what kind of material it's going into and what kind of mix and stuff like that. So different quarries will actually stock both. Anyways, I was picking up from this quarry, and I was heading to the site, and I did think in the morning, I was thinking, it's a really good run, this. I'm going to actually get back at a decent time.
Oh, no.
Which I'm quite happy about, actually. So I went and got tipped, and then picked up, started coming back up the country. I had to go and do like a last little ring. And a planner called me up. And he's like, one of the paperworks that you took last week, we didn't receive it. I was like, oh, shit. Really? So I looked on the bed behind me, and it was underneath something. I was like, fuck. So I sent him a text off, said I'll bring it in. So I put it with the other one, and as I'm putting it down, I notice it doesn't look the same.
Oh, no.
You delivered to the wrong place.
Oh, no. What have you done?
Oh, my God. Go on.
So I'm looking at it, and I'm like, I just have to just pull over for a second, and I look at it, and I'm like, oh, shit. And I look at the text message, and so a planner had texted me from a different phone, and that's when the last one of these came through. And somehow I'd seen that and I'd kind of gone in to have a look at what was in for tomorrow, or what my first one for tomorrow is. I looked at that, but then later on, I'd clearly gone back. I don't know how the hell I've done it either way.
You'd gone right.
So basically, I've somehow gone into this older text message and seen that I'm going to this place, which is in Nottingham, and the load should have gone down to Birmingham.
Okay.
So I've picked up the correct stuff that we had been delivered to the site that we had been delivering to last week, but there was no orders on for that place. Week. So I just gone and picked up stone and just delivered it somewhere. I was even like cheery with the guys, like, "Hey,
How many loads?
Oh, it's
Just
29
one?
tons of stone.
So
Like,
how do they fix this problem, or do they switch paperwork around? And
I mean, I suppose they need
I
it
don't
at
know.
some point.
I'm
don't
just a
they?
driver,
So
mate. I have
they'll-
no idea. Apparently, something got fixed, but
Yeah,
not much.
They'll need it,
Ish.
won't they? So they'll sort
Hopefully.
something out.
Oh, yeah, it happens at Costco. It happens at Costco's all the time over here, because they're all. We deliver the same product of whatever Costco paper towels to Costco's,
Yeah.
and like so they just call each other and like, oh yeah, just.
So we'll have that. Either way, so yeah, I screwed up. I took stuff to the, but I got to finish at a decent time that day.
Was it the same
because of my
customer?
screw-up.
Well, that's a
Or was it-
result.
did-
Yeah.
Oh no, it's a completely different customer. It was bought through a different supplier. Oh, it was fairly calamitous.
That's
it was
interesting. So how many miles out of the way? Like, okay, so you picked it up at A. Are B and C pretty close to each other, or is it completely other direction?
bad. So it, in a kind of basic way,
It's a triangle. Sorry.
kinda. No, it's not. It's basically from Nottingham. I had to go south to this quarry that I was picking up from afterwards. Whereas if I'd gone to Birmingham, I'd have gone north.
Gotcha. Once I find out what
Right.
England looks like.
Okay, so you
Just search
just
There's
Nottingham.
Nottingham. Okay, I
and
see Nottingham.
Birmingham.
So not okay. All right. Okay.
So
Gotcha.
it's not close. It's
So
It's
So
like the
Nottingham,
opposite
Birmingham, and where
direction.
were you coming from?
Buxton.
Well,
So
that's not-
the journey time
that's
was
not
about.
highlighted.
Well, yeah, it's
Okay.
Buxton. Buxton's not.
Okay, I know it doesn't matter.
But there's about 10 different quarries in Buxton. There's all the quarries in Buxton. That's pretty much the
Well,
only thing. It's that. And
I'm
Waters
sorry
and
that
things.
I'm just really curious how they fixed it. Like you delivered something that wasn't to go there. Obviously, like
My
the
planner
forklift
was
or the,
not happy, and I didn't want to delve into the details of
How
how
are
are
you
you
gonna
going to
fix it?
fix my screw up.
Does he listen to the podcast?
God, I hope not. Love you, Danny.
Well, they just would have rung up the customer and got it paid for. I would have thought, because the quarry's bound to need it at some point, isn't it? So they probably would have just bought a job forward. Maybe.
Well, oh no, so the
Or was this
where I was
one-offs?
delivering it to wasn't it was actually it was a massive construction site.
Right.
Like they're building a new road and all sorts of things.
Well, the chances are they probably were going to need it, so they've
They
probably just
will have done.
yeah. So they've
but-
probably just got payment for it. They would.
Oh
have
yeah,
done.
but there was definitely a screw up, and someone had to do a lot of work to fix
100%.
my mistake.
They've just rung up and gone,
and-
we've been super efficient. This product you've ordered for like 3 months later, we've already delivered.
Here we go. please don't shout at me.
But the thing is though, like none of the sites questioned it either. They just went, yeah.
I will
whatever.
say, you know what? It had occurred to me. This is bad that I even thought about this, but it had occurred to me that if I hadn't noticed,
Oh,
I
right, it
don't
would've
think
all-
anyone
yeah.
would have picked up on it. Because the place I was delivering it to, because so much stone comes in, it does occur to me that would they actually have noticed that a load didn't come in?
Oh yeah,
Or would
that's
they
a
have
good
just
point.
gone and
Wow.
ordered more of it? Because it's not like you can do an inventory of stone.
Well, they would have had all the waste transfer notes for it and everything. Well, it's not waste,
Nope.
it's product, whatever you
Nope.
got. Don't you need paperwork with it?
Nope.
Really?
There's no
Because
waste
you would
transfer.
want to know
notes.
what you going, what weight's coming in, surely. Like, obviously with weight.
Oh
skips
yeah,
and
but
things.
no, but absolutely. But we don't go over weighbridge going in.
No, but you give them a ticket, don't you?
Sometimes.
you not?
Sometimes, but no, not with them. In fact, to be honest with you, with them ones there, we didn't even have it. We didn't actually have a ticket. We just had a piece of paper that had the words, "This is not a delivery note" written on it, just for our records. That was it. So just so it had
okay.
the weight on there.
All
So
right,
there was
so
they
you
they
could
wouldn't have signed.
Tom, you didn't need to.
I
say
could have
anything
got
then. You
away
could
with
have
this
got away with
scot
this.
free if
I
I
just
wasn't
I
so
don't know where the
damn
paperwork's
honest.
gone. Sorry.
It had occurred to me if I hadn't noticed, everyone would have gone on not
No.
having realised there was a single
Yeah,
problem
honestly,
here.
It's better
Billing
though,
would have
isn't it?
talked to
Yeah.
your boss, and then your boss would have talked to you.
It would have caught
It
up
would-
at some
it-
point.
I don't know. I'm not so. I don't
chance it.
think
Don't
it would
try
have
it
done.
again.
You know,
I'm
this
not
isn't even your topic, is
I've
it?
done it again.
Or is this
No,
your
was
topic?
this a topic? This
No,
is
no.
a
My
topic.
topic is
This
on
was-
Clarkson's farm, but
Oh,
yeah.
okay.
Oh right, yeah.
I just wanted to talk about this.
Gotcha. Are we?
Colossal fudge up.
Okay. When did Clarkson Farm come out?
We're switching like that.
Yeah.
We're on a dime.
Oh, I thought.
We've heard it now. We're moving on. All right.
Heard about my screw up. We're moving on. Moving on. Clarkson's Farm came out the day we were recording the last one.
Yeah, it came out like last
Okay,
weekend,
so
was it
do
Friday?
people have enough time to?
I mean,
watch
a
it?
lot
Does
of people
everybody,
have watched
because
it.
we
I
want to
think
talk
most
about
people.
it. Now, I've only watched like 3 episodes myself. I'm sorry, I didn't get around to it. Not that I knew it was homework or anything. I generally wanted to watch it.
All right. Well, maybe
Um,
we should say potentially we might have spoilers, but we're not going to try. We're
Are-
trying not to.
I don't
So-
know. In fairness, I don't think there are any
think
spoilers
it's
because the
spoiler. It's a
reality
farm.
is
Yeah.
everything that's actually happened has already been put out in the news, anyways.
Oh, really?
Because
Oh, is it?
well, because Clarkson's because the farm whenever he does something, it has a tendency to make headlines somewhere.
oh,
like,
yeah, 'cause he
it's-
upsets
All
so
right.
many people.
So
There's-
let's entertain me and tell me what happened and what's going on. So
Well, actually, it wasn't really about that. My thing was it was more kind of a general thing about like what he's actually doing and
okay, what's he doing?
how clever it actually is when you think about it. Well, think about how struggling farmers are at the moment.
Mm-hmm.
Because
I
the
don't- I have no
fact
idea.
is, farmers and the HGV industry are very much intertwined. We've got, I mean,
Well, it just
you've-
it just puts a reality on how much farmers have to spend to make any profit whatsoever.
Gotcha. And the amount of work
And how
yeah.
much you've got to
Was
go
it the
through,
first
how many
year?
loops you've got to jump through, like all these rules and regulations is just ridiculous. And now they're
first
taking
year he
away
made
the funding.
150 quid. He said
Yeah. After
profit,
the end of the year,
150
150
pounds,
quid profit.
which is just staggering. There's
And it makes you worry about like the established farmers. Like, how can they keep going? Like, it just doesn't. It's just
well,
it's just going to end, isn't it?
since the whole Brexit thing, that the government are now
Alright.
telling farmers to diversify,
Hmm.
and which is fine. And I think for someone like Jeremy Clarkson, he can do that.
Yeah, he's got the funding,
But
but others that
you've
can't.
got to think like a sheep farmer out in the lakes. How the hell are they supposed to diversify?
Yeah,
Like, and the Yorkshire Dales.
Prostitution.
And stuff. That's about it. That's about it.
what renting out the sheep or what
Renting out the
what you
sheep.
planning
You
here?
said sheep. He did not say that. That
No,
was you.
whoa,
You
whoa,
were the
whoa,
one.
whoa.
No,
You
no, no,
said
no,
a
no,
sheep
no, no,
farmer.
no.
David said
Yes.
prostitution.
Yes, but the farmer's not the sheep.
Yeah, but you could be like, you can't just
No, you're the one. Your mind went there. That's on you. That's on you.
Well, I
I
was
thought you
actually.
go down the line of
I was-
rent out
Oh, right,
your
you are.
sheep to someone.
I really
Wow.
was.
Am I the only one that wasn't being dirty-minded here? Good Lord, what is happening?
Isn't that like the
You
Welsh
two.
thing? Or-
Isn't there more sheep in Wales than there are people?
Yeah,
Yeah,
I believe
so-
so. I'm sure it is.
We need to talk
It's
to
probably an
Andy.
urban legend, but I'm sure it's true. But yeah, it's a thing. It might be frowned upon.
I'm
It's
sure it's
definitely
illegal,
the dark
isn't it?
market. Oh,
Or is
oh,
it? Or
would
is it?
be
Or is it
definitely
legal in
illegal.
Wales? Or am I going to get hated by all the Welshmen now?
Apparently, it is 3 to
Foreign.
1.
Oh wow, that's a lot
Oh
of sheep.
wow, that's a lot of
There's a
sheep.
lot of sheep. A lot of sheep. But again, it's how are they supposed to diversify? Because not if every single farmer had like a shop on it and stuff like that. I mean, I don't know. I think
We just couldn't
Yeah, I
do it,
think
could you? Because
things-
everyone goes to supermarkets. Like one-offs, like the Jeremy Clarkson Diddley Squat and everything. Everyone goes there as well because it's Jeremy Clarkson. Whereas if
Yeah.
you've just got a farm shop, all right, it's nice to go to a farm
so.
shop.
There is a
but
small farm shop near us, and we have been there before to go and get like bags of potatoes. And I will say they fucking lasted for ages, and they were really good.
yeah,
Mm-hmm.
So
we've got a couple down here. Go on.
It does make you think that I don't know. It's kind of getting to the point now where you're going to look in the supermarkets and how much stuff is. It actually would be. It's going to be it's actually cheaper to go to the farmers and it's directly supporting them.
Well, a lot of the
would
local
be nice.
produce have come out. We've got a few firms around us that obviously, due to COVID, the delivery guys that would fresh produce to restaurants, things like that, they had all this produce they couldn't get rid of. So they started doing massive home deliveries. So they would get people to ring up, and then they ended up setting up through that home delivery for proper fresh grocery, meats, things like that you'd normally get in a restaurant.
It's funny you should
So
talk
proper
about
farm
this.
fresh stuff. Yeah.
Kale's got an app on a phone.
Yeah.
And it's like the milkman basically comes, but he brings like fruit and veg and stuff like that. And I wonder if that's what that is. If they're basically, it's like an app, but your milkman comes and he brings,
and they'll bring more.
Like more than just milk.
Traditional milkman. That's always been a thing, though, isn't it? They bought milk, eggs, sort of classic things like that, haven't they? Orange juices, things like that.
Yeah,
I think that's quite an old school thing that people have. I think COVID have introduced that all a bit more back because you wanted things to come in and be accessible.
Maybe going back to the older days in some regards might actually be an idea. We are going very much off topic, but I kind of wanted to...
I'm going to bring it back when it comes to the farms, though. But again, it'll be like a sidetrack of it. But I'm just in America, right? I'm just kind of curious what England is like versus America when it comes to farming. Now, like let's say like I think Tyson Farms or Tyson Foods or whatever, right? They have like a huge kind of monopoly on chicken.
Wait a second. Have you watched an Adam Conover video?
Oh my god, dude! You watch every show that I watch.
The second you mention
sometimes I just want to believe that I'm. Oh, okay, yeah.
Yes, David. I've not watched it. I believe it's coming from you. It's fine.
All right,
Go
in
on.
America, all right. It seems that monopolies are they're not getting closed down the way they should. All right. So a lot of times, like Tyson, right? Tyson Foods, whatever, they basically bought up all their competition, and then now they get to charge whatever they want, while they're making 300% profit that they were recently, and they're charging. And of course, we're paying like twice as much for our meat. But is there a company in England that are basically doing the same thing, or do they own shit over there too?
It's not as bad as that, I don't think, but. The supermarkets are definitely in like the supermarkets, especially so with stuff like eggs. Mm-hmm. The raising the price, and there does need to be something where I don't know. It's almost like it needs kind of almost like a wholesale to actually kind of step in, or kind of it needs some kind of like middleman where, or I don't really know, but there needs to be something. A voice for the farmers that basically, so they can actually go to the supermarkets and say, "No, we're not selling you eggs for this price. We're going to sell you for this."
That would be nice.
Because I think they were saying that eggs has gone up like it's.
They've gone up because of bird flu, haven't they?
It's not. That's not why they've gone up.
A lot of it has gone up because of bird flu as well.
No, it hasn't. That's not the reason it's going up.
Yeah, but there is bird flu.
There is bird flu. But that hasn't actually done anything. I was watching a video done by a farmer who was explaining it, and basically saying that the farmers are being paid pretty much the same as what they were for eggs.
Oh, really?
The supermarkets have increased the prices, but the farmers are still getting paid. The
farmers won't be getting any profit, yeah.
Isn't there a middleman between the farmer and the supermarket?
Well, this is what I'm saying. Maybe there should be.
I thought there already was.
No.
Oh, well, I don't know.
If there is, they are representing the supermarkets rather than the. Well, okay, so there will be middlemen, but they're representing the supermarkets rather than the farmers. There's no middlemen representing the farmers. Is what my point is. There's no one actually.
There's no backup for farmers. Is what you're getting at.
Okay. Yeah.
Everything gets thrown against them, and there's no one there really helping them, if that makes sense. They've got nothing. So things like the Clarkson's Farm show, it really highlights what they have to go through, and it's good all round really for people to learn and see what actually goes into it, because a lot of people don't realize what actually goes
farming
into
seems
it
to be a huge thing. So like even over here we have your Yellowstone, like we were talking about last week, and like it's such a popular show, like farming, because it is farming. It's old school farming, but it's farming. And of course England with Jeremy Clarkson.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's not a bad topic. It's not a bad thing to put on a TV show. Like people are actually kind of interested in like you know, you end up doing manlier work than they do manlier work, even if that's a thing to even say manlier, like it's harder work. You know what I mean? But
Them
like,
work.
yeah, as in like your man who only made $150 profit. Like, imagine the amount of work.
Don't you dare, Chloe. I know where you're going with this
I
joke.
don't know what you're doing about.
That's
No
Sam,
idea.
Is it Sam fucking Smith or whatever his name is?
Sam Smith, yeah.
Oh,
What happened with Sam
Fish of
Smith?
them.
it's basically there's a whole thing with them and yeah. Go on, David. I apologise.
Oh, I've completely forgotten what
which
I
is
was gonna
something someone has mentioned.
Oh, sorry, did I ruin it?
What was I talking about?
I don't know. I just
manly
I
work.
had that in my
Man, but yeah, I like your
Them
man.
work,
He made 100. The amount of work that he actually did for $150, you know, that's ridiculous. And like, even though, you know, that's basically it. I just see you staring right at me. Stop doing that.
staring into your souls.
I don't know. Obviously, you're not looking at the camera. You're looking really close to the camera. I was like,
Sorry.
"Are you looking at me?"
Look at me. I think that the industry desperately needed Jeremy Clarkson.
Yeah.
Like,
Is that why they're
Reality
forgiving
check.
him for saying whatever he wants to say about?
I think that's been forgotten about, isn't it? Because there's already going to be a confirmed next series. I think they'd be
so there's a
stupid
confirmed
not
next
to.
series, and there's also talk of a Caleb spin-off as well.
Oh, that would be
Wow.
Would
that
it,
would
though?
be quite. Well, they kind of rub off each other, but I think if they
This is my point.
if they did like a, have you ever seen what's that Pilkinson guy that goes off An Idiot Abroad?
Carl,
Have you ever
yeah.
watched that? That's
Some of it.
hilarious. If you sent out Caleb to do stuff like that, that would be brilliant.
Oh,
He's
I
never
understand
done
now.
anything. Do you not
Okay.
think?
I don't know. I think Caleb's kind of I don't know. So do you know, like, when have you ever watched anything with just Richard Hammond in it?
Do you mean like when you've got, for example, us three? As a three, we work. On your own, we're not so good.
What are you talking about?
All right, whatever.
No, but
Just
like
'cause you're
you know,
funny.
like, have you ever watched Richard Hammond like on any of his stuff?
No.
A
No.
little
Haven't.
bit, not really.
It's some of it,
But I have with
it's
James May.
It's just
you
well,
need
I
someone
don't know,
else. Don't
James
you?
May just I watched some of his toy stuff, and it's all right.
It's not
It's
just the
not
toy stuff.
gripping.
There's other
It's
stuff
not as-
too.
Whereas when that's my issue. Jeremy Clarkson again, when with some of the stuff that he's done, where it's just Jeremy Clarkson, it's just too much Jeremy Clarkson.
You need
There's
someone
too
else,
much of
yeah.
him, and it's just too much. But when he works best when he's bouncing off someone, and I think like someone like Caleb and
Who has the knowledge
all
of the farm?
Yeah.
but will shout at him.
Yes.
That's when that's when the dynamic's absolutely at its funniest, when he's fucking up and he's getting shouted at by Caleb, and the dynamic works there. And I just don't. I don't get me wrong. I will watch it. I will watch something with just Caleb in there.
Yeah, it'd be
Well,
brilliant.
he can't.
I think it'd be
We
good.
had a taste of it in the last season when he went into London for the first
Yeah.
time ever.
Exactly,
mean?
and that
So,
was brilliant episode.
You know, so
that
that was
hilarious.
In a way, that is just
Oh, yeah,
a
that's a good
taste.
point.
Yeah, and how he was like he didn't have a clue what to do. I barely remember. I just remember he went and he struggled to try to find parking or drive around or whatever.
Like, can you
But when-
imagine sending him somewhere and it being a bit like An Idiot Abroad, but with Caleb? I think it'd just be brilliant. It'd be funny as fuck. No,
I
But it would
wonder how
it'd
much
get
he gets
old
paid.
quite quickly, though. I think. Because,
I
like,
don't
right,
know.
okay, it's like, in a way, it's like them TikToks where, you know, them TikToks where they've bought something and
Right.
the whole channel is just based around, we've bought this thing, test it out
Uh-huh.
here, test it out there. And the first time you watch it, or the second time you watch it, it's like, oh, that's kind of interesting. The third time you watch it, it's, you are running out of ideas. Like, I was watching one, and he's
I
like,
haven't
he
seen
bought
this.
this like fancy, he bought like this really like powerful torch, and he's like, test it
Oh.
on a cruise
what
ship.
can you do with a torch?
There's only so many things you can do with a torch, and again, there's only so
Look at
many
that, it works.
experiences where I don't know. Maybe I'm just cynical.
I
but
feel like half of TikTok is basically you got your one shot wonder. You got that one thing that got popular, so you just got to base it on all that. Now, like there's I've seen some people who revolve around their TikTok with a disformity. Like there's this dude or girl or whatever. I've seen them many times, and like they're missing all their fingers, or they have
Yes.
they got like a stump, and
Yeah.
they just got two little wiggly things, and that's basically their TikTok. Is them
Yeah.
constantly showing that and doing stuff with it, and like so again,
Would
me
you
with
not
my
though?
why not? If you can just take advantage of it,
Yeah.
like look at me. I put my trucking videos or me playing my game. This is my kit, you know. And of course, I'm actually getting sales, so that's kind of why I do it, you know, because people are watching me play my game and then they buy my game. So that's kind of anybody's going to ask me
don't
what
know,
what my
that's
game is
good.
called? No,
Oh,
My
go
trucking
on.
skills.
I
Thank you
wasn't
very
going to
much.
buy it, but go on.
no, he's already said it. Tom gave it to you very enthusiastic.
Well, my European trucking skills
Oh,
for
that's
the
right.
English folk. Yes.
Yeah,
Well done.
yeah.
Yes.
But yeah. So one thing as well when it comes to the farming, and like I feel like again I don't know anything about farming. I just know what I know. But as in, like I feel like the popular farms are the ones that would cram all the cows into one tiny little spot, no grass, you know, whatever, just fed with
That's cruelty.
cow feed, and you know they do great because they don't have they're keeping their costs low. All right, now in England, do you guys have that, or are they all grass fed? You know,
Well,
in the
they all
pastures and all that kind of
they
stuff.
all tend to go out over the summer months, don't they? And then they'll come in for the winter.
Oh, okay.
But they'll still have fair decent room and things to play
Just
with.
very
and...
quickly,
Yes.
right? So
How quick?
my family has my dad's side. They've got farms. I used to of every Saturday,
Uh-huh.
every weekend. I would be on that farm. I'd be bringing all the cows, and it's a dairy farm.
Mm-hmm.
And so I've worked with cows like from when I was very small. I know cows, and at one point they asked on the show. Someone asked on the show, "Why do you have to bring cows in for the winter?" And he said the reason we bring them in is because they, with all of the rain, they basically chew up all of the grass and they just turn it into a big swamp. And I was like, I've got my entire life thinking the reason we bring cows in is because they get cold. That was genuinely
There's another reason, I guess.
I was watching Jeremy Clarkson and I learned something about cows. I was like,
I've
something
learned a ton
basic
from
about
that
cows,
show.
something I should have known. I honestly,
If you
it
never
blew
asked
my
the question, you would have just presumed. Oh,
I just assumed.
because you bring
But then
horses
it makes
in over
no
winter,
sense.
certain
Well, it makes no
ones,
sense because all of the bands always have sides on them. So the cold air
Well,
comes in
yeah, but-
anyways.
You're not going to want freezing cold rain coming in from every side when you're stood in one area, are they?
All right, what
No.
At
else
least when they're
have you
out
guys
in the
learned?
rain, they can walk around and.
What else have you guys learned from Clarkson Farm? I learned that about
That
about,
Lamborghini rusts fast.
it does.
Yeah,
It looks
no one else
aged
noticed
already,
that.
doesn't it?
It
The,
does rust
uh,
fast, does it?
Yeah, if you look on the front of the look on the front of it, all the mesh is all starting to rust. And it's only had it like a year and a bit.
Oh wow! You know, I have no idea about irrigation. I mean, like you know, where they kind of air out the. Is that what it is? They mix up or they loosen up the dirt, whatever,
Yeah.
so the seeds
Yeah.
can get a little deeper or whatever or something. I'm like, oh yeah,
Yeah.
I didn't know about that. You know, I've learned actually quite a lot. You really do learn about farming. It's like a crash course, but
Yeah, but you're enjoying watching it, so you're picking up subconsciously without necessarily
Yeah.
realizing. When
Yeah.
you're trying to learn something and you're really bored, you don't really take it on board, do you? Because you're just like, ugh. This
like I've been on
sucks.
farms. Again, both my parents, both of them grew up on farms, both dairy farmers, and I didn't learn anything. I really didn't. You know what I mean? Because I didn't care. You know, I would hang out with one of my uncles or my grandparents or whatever, right? And it was just like,
You weren't
yeah, it's just
interested
when
in
you
the
don't
farm.
care about stuff, you don't really learn that much.
No.
You know, but again, that was like me in a nutshell. Growing up in school, if I didn't care about something, I didn't learn about anything. Yeah.
Yeah, makes sense.
That makes total sense.
I liked working. I don't know if you. Do you ever like working with the cows?
I didn't mind
I
seeing
enjoyed
them all that.
working
I just
with
didn't
cows.
learn anything. I learned
Alright.
that there was a really cool, really high-powered water hose that I loved using, and that was really cool because I got to.
And that's
Do you
what
ever
you
point
learn.
it? Wait, you know when it's really cold? Do you ever point it up
Oh
in the air?
God, what?
No, I didn't.
No.
If you
why would you do that?
if you point it up in the
Let's
air, you
make
can
it
make
snow.
snow.
You can make snow.
Yeah.
Yeah. Is that what you
it
learned?
basically goes into a fight. No, it does. It does.
Oh.
That is absolutely.
And that's what you.
You're
do.
going to make people believe that now, Tom.
No, genuinely. If it has to be like has to be the right sort of temperature.
Yeah, I
But,
imagine
you
so.
can-
But
yeah, but if you basically fire it directly up into the air, the power hose, because it kind of almost particleizes, it kind of gets higher. It kind of gets cold very fast, and then it kind of comes down.
I don't believe you.
Makes snow.
I believe that you believe you're right.
Yeah, I think
And
you
that's what
tried it
happens?
once, and it was
It does.
cold.
And-
I'm not saying it's like proper
Spray.
like as in like, but it's.
Well, this is how
it's
you'll make it
snow.
out. Like you make full on floaty snow.
So you know, there's going to be an entire TikTok dedicated to people trying.
This is gonna be like a new
Water-
thing now, isn't it? We
I
made
will
snow.
prove
I
this
want.
to you.
Okay. All right. I believe that
Right.
somebody pulled a prank
Do it.
on you and made you believe that it was snowing when you put water up in the air.
Probably,
I
yeah.
just-
That,
that-
sounds
That
right.
makes more sense.
I have very clear memories of my granddad doing this.
Yeah. So he was putting. He
What,
was the one
throwing
putting
snow at
pranks on
you?
you.
How could he possibly have made the snow?
It was probably
Well, it might have
flour.
been snow. Yeah, well,
Definitely
true, so-
wasn't.
Probably was.
Right, we're getting sidetracked.
Shall we move on to the next topic?
All right,
I
Chloe. What do you
forgot another
got?
Topic. Well, I was just gonna whinge and say, have you guys know? Well, David, you won't have noticed because you're in America, but
And I don't drive.
have you noticed a lot of idiots on the road recently?
Oh my god!
Why?
Yeah, oh
Why
my
all of a
God.
sudden? What are they doing?
They're just, I don't know. It just idiots pulling out, just slowing down, speeding up, just everywhere you go. There's just some nutter that's like pulled in front of you in the wrong lane, just cut across, like constantly. I nearly had
Give me a-
someone in.
Oh,
I had
okay,
someone
sorry,
in a
you're
horse
about
lorry,
to-
right? So I was going up over the common, and there's this junction. One of our drivers had a crash on this road already, like last year at some point. And it's kind of like a blindish junction, and it goes onto a 50 road, and you can go straight across to somewhere else that goes down to like a horse event. So there's this horse lorry waiting to pull out. I'm coming down this hill. This was earlier on today, and they just pull out. I'm going 50 because it's a 50 road. It's a nice flat bit, and they just pull out in front of you, and then pull out, but not judge the junction across from you where there's a tractor waiting and can't move anywhere. So then they're sat in the middle of the road, and then you've
Oh
got
my
to slam
God.
on. I mean, luckily I was well back, and I saw they were hesitating, so I'd already come back a little bit. But you still got to do that emergency stop and go, holy crap, and slam the brakes on and stop. And just people just not anticipating and planning ahead, and like the junctions, you know, like the boxes, and they're just going to sit in it and just look at you, and you're just like, just move. Just fucking move.
Yeah, I just blast my horn. I've noticed that I've noticed a lot of cars appearing in my blind spot
Yes.
when I'm going past the motorway junction, and there's cars moving around everywhere, and you kind of keeping a general eye on them. And next thing, you see the nose of a car just
appear.
poking out, and you're like, what the fuck are you doing? What are you
Where did
doing?
it come from? Yeah.
How did you think this was a good idea? Did you think, oh, I know, I'll come out with less than an inch in front of this truck here, and then, and then the other ones, which is have had loads of, when they're going for there'll be nothing behind me,
Yep.
nothing behind me, and they very quickly come along, come in front, jam the brakes on, and then they slow down to like 50 miles an hour.
Yep.
And then when I like flash my lights and pip my horn and have to go out into lane 2, they then like,
Then
what?
speed up.
What do you mean what?
Do they sit next to you so you get so far, and then they go, oh, there's a lorry overtaking me, and then boost it?
That's yeah.
I've had
Yeah,
so many
one
of them
drives
recently
me
as well.
Crackers.
But it's not. It's because I know it's half term this week, but it's not. It's been the last couple of weeks as well. It's not just been this week. There's just been a few more instances, and every like driver I've spoken to have all said there's idiots on the road at the moment. I don't know why. Don't know what it is.
Where are we? We're in February. All right. So, sometimes when I imagine, is there an event that's going on? Is there a certain time? As in, like, are more people on the road? Are school people out? Are you know what I mean? As in, like, when everyone's done with their summer holiday, when the summer holidays start, you get a lot. You get a lot different traffic. But is there something going on right now?
Well,
maybe
this week's been half term, but like the last 2 weeks and that haven't. There's nothing been going on like that I can think of. There's just been physically more traffic on the road. I mean, I think there's a lot of last minute roadworks, so maybe people are being diverted where they wouldn't normally go. Maybe we've got loads of roadworks down because obviously it's getting to that time of year where they've got to smash it all in, haven't they, before the next financial year and get their money's worth and all that. So I don't know. That's all I can put it down to.
I know the reason why it's life is okay in America lately is because I'm not on the road, so traffic is flowing great.
So everyone's safe now.
Yeah.
Well, something that I've suggested previously on I've suggested it at the beginning of this podcast.
I'm sure he's
Not
gonna
this,
remind
not
us.
this particular one, but as
just
like,
in the
right at the very
podcast,
beginning.
right?
Because
Yes.
I don't think we're going to have any more snow, are we?
Ever?
Well, no, but I think
year?
is that this year. Do you think?
It could randomly happen. You never know.
I just don't. They're just not using the snow plows. I'm just saying.
Right.
If I attached it to the front of the truck, I could deal with
you're going to borrow it.
90% of the cars.
Oh.
And if you angle it in a certain way, it'll just gently scoop them off. Again, cyclists, stuff like that.
This
think
is
it
more
would.
a summer thing, though, isn't it? Because they might still use them for a minute. So if you make use of them in the summer,
I just think it's just a waste of resources
If you,
when I could be using them.
I would love that option on American Truck Simulator or European Truck Simulator. But one thing as well that it kind of gives the same effect.
do a bonus level?
If you get like a 2000 horsepower truck, and you go and you can fly right in between the cars, and the cars just go flying up into the air, and it's so awesome.
If you've
What,
seen
in the
that, the Mythbusters,
American Truck Simulator.
the Mythbusters plow.
no.
There's a just search Mythbusters car plow.
I won't do
Right.
it now, but I imagine you can explain that.
It's so good. Basically, they built a plow for a truck. Basically, what I'm suggesting, and the cars just fling off both sides. It's amazing. So good. Mythbusters car plow, great.
Okay.
There you go.
I mean, in a crash, though, that would be quite a good thing because they'd fling out to the side. So if you were getting to a junction and you couldn't stop in time, they'd just get to move them out of the way. Whereas you wouldn't rear end
Stop.
them, you'd just move them out of the way.
There'd be no stopping if I had a plow on.
But you wouldn't
We
rear
don't
end
need
them, would
red
you?
lights.
Just push them out of the way. Be all right?
Here we go.
Yeah.
Every delivery's on time with me.
I think it's a dream or a fantasy or whatever for most truck drivers, especially ones who deal with traffic all the time. That oh god, I would just want to separate those. You know what I mean? It's just like yeah,
There's
that's
Tom's
why.
speech again. If I had a snowplow, I would kill you.
I'll
Wouldn't
say
kill,
something
maybe
we have.
maim, but you know, just yeah.
Once they're out of my way, I don't really care. I will just say something which I've said previously, and I think we're probably one of the only podcasts in the world that would actually say this. I miss COVID.
What the fuck?
Driving.
So bad.
Yes.
No cars on the road.
Those 6
It was
weeks
great.
were
Well,
bliss.
here's where I
It's
disagree with
amazing.
you.
Go
All
on.
right. My days were. I liked a long day because I got paid more. All right.
Yeah.
All right, well, for you, it
when there
didn't
was
work then.
when there was no traffic, I stopped
Uh-huh.
getting paid as much. You know, because I was getting, you know, when you're getting paid per mile, that's great. You know what I mean? Again, yeah. But I just remember showing up an hour and a half early for my first delivery every day because I would just.
But then did you not have to wait for an hour and a half until they opened
Well, yeah.
it?
Yeah, I did.
You'd
But
still
then
have
I
to
would.
wait
So
for
you get paid for
start.
that.
So you just got
Yeah.
more chilled out time.
Yeah, I just, you know, it was. But then
There's
for the
no
rest of the
argument
day,
there, David.
no, the argument would be on the way back. There's no traffic on the way
okay.
back,
Yeah,
and then I wouldn't
Just
get a
take
load.
detour. Just stop and get McDonald's.
Yeah, exactly. Was that not when you were having the
take
Big
an extra
Macs?
But yeah, no, it was great, especially living in one of the number one congested areas in the country, Los Angeles.
Uh-huh.
All right,
Oh,
but
yeah, I bet.
because a lot of times you only have one load because it takes you an entire day just to make one delivery, and it's only like 50 miles or 75 miles away.
Wow.
You know.
So we
But,
did like loads of trailer trips just with I did just literally, I had the child with me and we'd go to Plymouth and back twice a day, which is only like an hour away from our yard. But obviously you didn't have to worry about, like, normally you look at your jobs and you plan around traffic and go, well, I'm not going there now because I'll never make it there, or like if I go there later on in the day, I know it's smooth, and you just be like, don't care, I'll just go wherever I want. I'll literally just no fear, just go for it. It was great. It was amazing.
Nessa, well, I was talking to Nessa this week about the traffic, and she was like, because I said, I was like, oh, you wouldn't know about traffic, but you know, because she does nights.
It is a thing.
And she said, oh no, we get traffic, and then she sent me a video, and I swear down, there was 5 cars in it. There was maybe 6. If you count the other
it'd be
side,
unpredictable because they do a lot of construction at nighttime. Correct?
There's diversions, yeah.
Yeah, they shut down roads at night, and
but there'd be diversions for cars. But a lot of times trucks have to like.
Yes.
Oh yeah, and Nessa does like a lot of double deckers.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I would not like doing that in diversions.
Yeah. In the
That
dark,
does not sound
when
appealing
you can't
to
see
me.
what's above you. No.
Have you ever gone
that.
under an
Thank you.
overpass and like, oh Jesus, am I going to make it?
Oh my god, yes, all the time. Just every overpass, it makes me panic.
I'm 11'6".
Oh,
I
right, we
never
can
worry
talk
about them.
about
Oh, that's
trucks.
right. That's right. And how
I
tall is your
don't know
how tall is your truck?
Hey!
Yeah, right. You're very welcome. You're welcome.
Well played,
Can
sir.
you reach the roof of it, Dave? Tom? If you just like, you reach it?
No, I
No.
can.
Not
You
quite.
can't.
No,
No.
I can kind of
See
I
it?
can like do all the windows all the way up to the top, and but that's pretty much it.
Wow.
Yeah. To be that tall. What are you, like 5 foot?
You should do a point of view, like for videoing, of just how tall you are. Just walk around with something on your head, just to show everyone your view, looking
funny
down
enough,
on everything.
there's a TikTok with this
There
guy
is,
who's
yeah,
about my
and he
height.
just walks around shops,
and-
doesn't he?
And
He
he
walks
just
to the
Looks
goes,
store,
over
yeah.
everything.
and
Yeah.
I'm like, I'm literally watching a POV of my own life. What is happening right now? Why am I watching this?
You get a lot of people kind of looking up. Yeah.
Oh, you should totally do that
What's
as a
the
truck
weather like
driver.
up there?
Oh my
Fuck
god.
Yeah, you should do that. That'd be hilarious.
So it's funny actually on the top. So my girlfriend, I think I explained it to her first. I was like, people are going to come up to me, and like she says, I don't see it, but the amount of looks that I get, people like staring, and like you get people like going, oh, he's really tall, and you're like, I mean,
You just don't see it anymore.
meh. Fuck off. And then you can see people, and they'll do this double look at you. They'll be like, yeah, no, don't say it. Don't say it. And they come to you, you're really tall. How tall are you? And then I just don't even want to tell them anymore. I'm like, don't
You
care
just
about what
walk
you're
around with
saying.
one of those little badges.
David,
Or like a t-shirt.
You know, me and my
Specialised
wife are two odd ones. All right, because I've got the long ass beard, and my wife always
So
has
she.
a neon.
sorry. Sorry.
She's got usually neon colored hair. Like 2
Get
days
on.
ago, she had pink hair, and today she has teal hair. She
I'm
has white hair.
assuming
Nice.
that she dyes this. It's not just
Correct.
like a genetic
Naturally
malfunction
comes out.
or
Yeah.
something.
It's like a mood ring.
So she gets a lot of double takes. Of course, I get the double take with the long beard sometimes, because it's not up here in Portland. I don't get it as much. All right, because every second person has
Is it
a bloody
not a
long
thing
beard.
in America, then, beards?
Beard, yeah, in Portland it is. You know,
Yeah?
it's just down in Southern California, not so much.
I was going to say,
Not
because in
so much.
England, you wouldn't... beards are like a big thing, aren't they? Like, everyone's got a beard, pretty much.
Oh, yeah, it's the long beard because there's a lot of maintenance going on.
Actually,
is
you
the
could
thing.
fit in a lot of places in America because you do look like a very typical like Californian sort of Silicon Valley sort of, like you fit in there. But I could also see you being in like Duck Dynasty as well. So,
Yeah.
sorry, mate. Sorry to me.
No, I agree. Like seriously, I look like it. You know what I mean?
David,
Yo.
42.
All right, 42. Let's see what we have for
I wonder where we're going
42.
with
This
All
is
right.
so.
Do we not need
David's
to
got
tell
something.
people?
Right. So David's got some kind of. He's going to ask us some questions.
Uh-huh.
somewhere between 1 and 100, and we have to.
By the way,
And the-
42 is the answer to the meaning of life.
Of course, it is.
All right,
But whoa.
go on.
What's the question?
I'm going to tell you. The question.
No. The question's the
Yeah,
meaning
the
of life.
question's the meaning of life.
42, you know.
Come on.
If
If you're going to make a Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy
I'm
joke,
sorry.
commit to it, son.
I'm
You're the
sorry.
one that made it. Oh no,
Exactly.
David did
No,
it.
actually, I did it.
Yeah,
That's
my
why I
bad.
picked 42.
Would you rather be proposed to in private or in front of a family and friends?
Private.
Ooh, private.
Oh, God, private. 100%
Private.
Not in
Private.
front of people.
Jesus, I did the opposite. I did it in
Yeah, no, that
I did it in
was
front of a-
literally
in a
my worst
restaurant.
nightmare.
Yeah, but some people like that, like me, and I don't like things in front of people. Like, you know, when
No.
you're at a birthday party and someone starts singing
Oh,
happy
no.
birthday, and I'm just
No.
like, no.
I knew you
don't
were about
do
to
it.
mention this.
Don't
This is
do
my
it.
worst. I know.
Yeah,
Don't.
literally.
No.
I never had
No.
birthday parties because I hated it. I
Yeah.
don't like being the center of attention. I do now.
Do they do?
but
Does the restaurants in England, do they always sing happy birthday if it's your
They
birthday?
do, and I
If you ask
cringe
them,
every
yeah.
single time I want to
Yeah.
walk out.
Wow.
I honestly,
Yeah.
it makes me want to jump off a cliff.
Although I
It's
did see a
horrible.
TikTok that said
Or
if you
walk off a
fake
cliff.
a proposal, you'd get a free
Because
dessert.
you'd be landing. You wouldn't
Hooray.
fall. So, anyway, okay. So yeah, So we already know what me, because I would
Yeah.
basically do it in public. Because I did
Yeah,
it.
yeah,
I did
Yeah,
it in
we were
public.
straight up. No,
I did-
Well,
I
that
did
was
it.
a terrible question.
Okay.
That was
All right,
awful.
Chloe, give us a number.
53.
53. All right. Would you rather be a little late or way too early? These are nice and simple ones too.
A little late.
I don't know.
Yeah, like
VBS
an entrance
numbers.
being late.
No,
What?
VBS numbers.
What is VBS
Ah.
numbers?
Yeah, well, that's a certain situation, Tom. You're,
No.
Are we
because-
thinking of
but
situations?
no, because right, no, because it's saying, would you rather always be? I'd rather always be a little.
Would you rather be a little
Always.
late or way too early? So
Little late.
Yeah, way-
obviously
way too early.
it depends. It depends on the.
If I'm way too early, I
scenario.
can get a break in.
Okay, we're talking about
Yeah.
trucking then. Okay.
I like walking in too late and just be like, I'm here.
I'm always
Well,
I'm
good.
early.
But
I
not too
I
late.
hate being late.
The-
hate being late
the-
for anything.
Like, for example, CPC, you've got to be there at a certain time. So not too late that it won't
Exactly.
work. You've got to be a little bit late that it's just in the nick of time every time. And they go, if you'd been a minute later, I couldn't have done this. And you get that every single time. You're like,
Yeah, but they
"Sorry,
always
I'm
say
here."
that. But reality is they'll wait until like 10, 20 past, won't they? I'm sure.
Yeah. But you always get that. And then you're just like, but I made it. It's fine. Yeah. A little bit late.
They,
So-
they
Not
always,
like
they
that.
always have to flex, don't they?
Are we all in agreement that early is better?
Early.
I said late.
Oh, you
we
just
don't
said late.
care about you.
Oh,
Oh,
okay.
fuck off.
All right, Tom, give us another number.
8.
8. Would you rather meet George Washington or the current president?
George Washington.
George
Who
Washington.
is the current president?
Biden.
Oh,
Biden.
Joe Biden.
Yeah,
if
they're
he's
both
not-
they're both roughly around the same age, aren't they?
Yeah, but there's different
Because
history,
Joe
isn't there?
Joe
Tom's
Biden's really
history-
old.
Yeah.
Oh, is he? Oh, right, yeah, I get it. I
suppose,
get it.
I suppose. Okay, that could be translated to England. Would you rather meet King Charles or Elizabeth I?
Elizabeth I.
Elizabeth the First.
Yeah, there's no
Yeah,
competition
yeah,
there.
yeah.
Elizabeth the First every single time. I don't care about King Charles. My
Oh, monarchy.
We're
I
gonna lose
don't-
half
I-
our viewers now.
No,
I don't know.
I loved Queenie.
2 people.
She's
She
lovely.
fucking
She's
rocked.
brilliant.
She just
She had
some
such a
attitude to her.
history.
Whereas
Amazing
it
woman.
just seems like such a he just seems like
He
such
does
a dickhead.
do stuff though. He's not.
What?
He does a lot of charity
Name
stuff.
one thing.
and- I don't know. I can't remember. I'm just saying it. But I'd be told he does.
What was Elizabeth I? What was she famous for?
Being a
Off
queen.
with her,
What
off with
wasn't
her
she
head.
famous for?
What was the?
Well, she was in the army.
First. Oh,
She
sorry,
was,
Elizabeth the
um,
First.
Wasn't she like off with
Oh,
her head?
first.
No,
No,
Elizabeth the
no,
First.
that was Henry
Elizabeth
the
the
Eighth.
First and the Second are two different people.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Because
Elizabeth II was King Charles's.
So
Um,
hang on a minute. Was
mother,
last
correct?
century when we had the Queen Elizabeth? Was that another Elizabethan time then? You know, like you got Elizabethan time in history. So I mean, we've just had another Elizabethan the second time,
never heard
and
that
now
one
we're in the
before in my
Charles
life.
time. Is that a thing?
Elizabethan.
Yeah, like Elizabethan time is like
I know Elizabethan times,
period.
but is that why it was called Elizabethan times?
Yeah, because it was Queen Elizabeth. Because then you had the Victorian times, didn't
Victorian
you? Which is
times.
Queen Victoria.
Holy shit!
So
Are
we've
we?
just had a
Are we?
Queen
Well,
Elizabeth.
this is Chloe
Does
saying
that
this now.
mean-
Should we actually
Wait.
believe that
Doesn't
it's
mean
true?
anything because I'm saying it. All right, I'm just thinking out loud. So does that mean when we had Queen Elizabeth, we were in Elizabethan times again, and now that's technically what it's called, and now we're in
Interesting.
Charles times?
The Henry times?
His name's Charles.
No, but there's a king called Henry.
Oh yeah, maybe.
There's also one of the trains from Thomas the Tank Engine called Henry, but that's by the by.
Understandable.
Well, I don't know.
mentioning
That's
that.
the only ones I could think of really. Elizabethan, Victorian. I don't know what else there is now. I can't remember. There is others, but what are we now in? So like, was the last decade or whatever another Elizabethan times, and now we're
This
in
is why we need a producer.
Charlesian times or something? No.
I've never heard of it. I literally have never heard of Elizabethan time or any of that kind of stuff. But I know I was watching.
Well,
Doctor
that's like
Who
the period
one time,
dramas, isn't it?
and there was a constant joke about our wait, was it? Oh wait, she was going to saying as in like I am not amused. All right, is that like the first Elizabeth? Where it's this kind of joke, but anyway,
Isn't that off with a head? Isn't that the Queen of Hearts from?
I think isn't it? That's
From
the Queen
the-
of Hearts. That's right.
Yeah,
Alice in
yeah,
Wonderland.
You're thinking of something
Alice
else
in
there.
Wonderland, lad.
I get my queen.
Off with
I
the
get my
head,
queens.
That's a different queen.
I do get my queens mixed up, all right, don't I?
That's a fictional one. I thought you were going with like Henry VIII stuff.
No, that's right. Maybe okay, I'm getting the kings mixed up. All right, fair enough. All right, Chloe, give us another number.
Oh, okay, 19. No,
19.
no, 93. I think I did 19 earlier.
93. Would you rather be able to breathe underwater or fly in the air?
Oh,
Fly.
Yeah, I'd say fly. Because
Fly,
how deep can you even go in the
You
water?
can
You
go
can only
quite deep.
before you can't see and
All right,
you
well,
can't.
you'd have to have
the pressure of the water.
I will say though, because flying, what could you actually practically do? It would be really
fly in the
cool.
air.
You
What if
wouldn't
you
have
had
to go in
Neo?
elevators.
But
Neo
if you
from
could,
Matrix.
If you could,
How
I
fast
think
can you fly?
Neo did a lot more.
Yeah,
I mean, I don't
he
know.
stopped
I mean,
bullets.
Yeah. Whereas if you could breathe underwater, you could actually make a lot of money.
Like
'Cause
what?
you got to think, right? Divers make huge amounts of money, and imagine they could have a diver that could just go under the water, just breathe, and be happy as anything,
Just okay.
and literally just go down and make a quick repair. Because then that way you don't have to have any of the stuff where. But then,
You can pay a lot
only thing
to
is
get
So
you
to
go
the
they
down
would
line.
just be
low
saving a
and
little
there's
bit of money.
Creepy shit down
So you're
there.
going to be like Aquaman styling.
Well, that's what I thought. Yeah, I might have
So
changed
Well, you
my
still
mind.
have to
I'm
go
gonna
through
with
training
water.
and
Well,
learn
but
how to
you can-
underwater
you
weld
can
and stuff.
Swim really fast and do like diving. So you're still flying
Who
at the
said-
same time.
Who said anything about swimming very fast?
Well,
you can
that's
just
why
breathe
Aquaman,
underwater.
isn't it?
I'm just saying that's what
I
Aquaman
said if
does.
it's
There was nothing
Aquaman.
stated. Is it fast?
Yeah, it was just be able to breathe underwater. Again, you can only go down a certain amount. All right. Until then,
Oh,
you
that
have
kinda sucks.
you have water pressure. You know what I mean? So just like if you went,
But then
and
you'd
plus you
need
can't
gills
see.
as well, so that would be quite ugly.
Okay, yeah, that
but
would
by,
be. ugly.
but by that thing, do you have wings if you can fly?
Oh,
Doesn't say that.
Oh,
And
that
how
would
fast
be
can you
quite
fly?
Cool to
it,
have
it doesn't
wings.
say that you can go at sonic speed.
Oh, okay, well, we're
You know
just
what I mean?
literally just going with okay. We're
I mean,
having
as
wings.
long as you have like awesome angel wings and not horrible bat wings, can you imagine like flappy skin on your back? That would be weird.
That would
Well,
be.
we're talking like
it would be quite
Tom
minging.
Ellis.
how
like
hard would it be to
Lucifer.
shower and stuff? You know what I mean? As in, like,
Yeah, you'd have a lot more cracks and crevices, wouldn't you?
Well, it's not that, but just think about how it's not about the showering. It's the drying. Because think about how long
Shake your wings?
Women's
Shake those
hair.
feathers?
Women always say about how long
It
it
does
takes
take a
to
while
dry
to
their
dry,
hair.
yeah.
Think about how long it take wings to dry.
Oh, maybe you would want like.
I think we're
skin
too
ones.
practical for this, David.
Okay,
I
I'll
don't
fly.
think we
fly.
do this right. We go too
Fly.
deep into this.
Oh, this is exactly why I bring these up, by the way. All right, Tom, your go. One last one.
Fly.
99.
99.
Like the...
Would you rather spend the night in an aquarium are in a botanical garden. Now, that sounds
That's so random. Pick another number.
okay.
Yeah, 72.
72. Would you rather go without TV or junk food for the rest of your life?
Ooh, Tom wants junk food.
Junk food.
Junk food.
I would. Yeah,
Junk
I would
food,
get.
yeah.
I could leave. I could live without junk food, but I couldn't go without TV.
Yeah, and plus you'd get more healthy, so TV would be better.
Yeah, but then eventually the TV would fade away because you're so healthy. You'd end up having energy to actually leave the house and go.
Well, then you
running
wouldn't
and
need to worry about.
exercise and-
Yeah, but then if you were just a fat. Yeah, I suppose if you didn't have a TV, you'd get up
Yeah,
and
but
move.
then but the thing is,
Uh,
the reality is, junk food you eat while watching TV.
Or if you
So-
have junk food and watch YouTube videos, it's not the TV. You could play video games.
I think
Yeah,
that's what we're
it's
getting into.
Actually,
But
you could. You
TV.
could.
the
Actually, you
reality
could.
is the chances are
ooh, we
within
got
this
podcasts
scenario,
to listen to. You could listen to that. It's fine. There
We
you go.
could, but you're
Mhm.
still sat by yourself in a room with nothing on, just eating.
And then
junk
eating
food.
junk food. Wow. Yeah,
But
that's
you can
quite
still
an
play
interesting
computer
image.
games. Actually, you know what?
I've got
It's so
nothing
delicious.
to
I love
watch.
this Big Mac.
Yeah. If you're eating junk food, playing video games, yeah. Don't know. Anyway,
Could
yeah.
you recreate junk food? Like, make your burgers, but they're healthy burgers.
Well, yeah,
Mm,
'cause
that's
it's not
true.
junk food, is it? Actually,
Yeah,
what
so you'd
constitutes
still get
junk food?
burgers.
Is it just?
I'd
is
say
it just
fast
like-
food. But then
Fast
again, some
food.
fast food is not the worst.
Takeaways. Well,
Right,
yeah,
so
so there's still
takeaways.
quite a lot of
Right,
options.
so you can still have burgers
not
and stuff. You
bland.
can just make them
Yeah.
at home.
Yeah. More
It's
effort.
not
Yeah.
actually. It's not a big deal. It's not like. Yeah.
You
I
would
think,
just get healthier
Mm-hmm.
and still be able to
Yeah,
watch TV
Yeah,
and
we'll
not
go
be
with
healthy.
junk food. Get rid of junk food.
Yeah.
Do one more.
Okay,
Yeah,
do
yeah,
one
go
more. Chloe, pick a number.
9.
9.
No.
Would you rather lose your vision or your hearing? I like this one.
Ooh.
I think there's an obvious answer
Hearing.
to it. Is hearing. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I
Shit,
think.
But
Yeah. It's just vision. You can at least read.
Yeah,
can
see
see,
things, still
You know
drive.
what I mean?
You could sign.
I
You could
think
get
junk
hearing
food.
aids as well. That would help.
well, you're deaf. You know what I mean? There's zero. You can there's
Zero
zero
things
hearing.
there.
Let's
What?
just be what?
Yeah.
Oh, Tom. Tom.
Yeah, hearing.
although I will
Uh-huh.
just for the record just state
Oh, you could be like
if you-
Daredevil.
you could be, but you would if you didn't have any hearing, you wouldn't be able to listen to this podcast. So
Yeah, but if you had the power like Daredevil, you'd be blind, but your other
But
senses are
again, you
enhanced.
don't. But
So-
Chloe, you don't have the power of Daredevil. You're changing every single one of these to make them better. You don't get to say,
Yeah,
well,
but then
don't
if you
get
can
that.
still
But I
hear,
do
and then
get
you have the,
this.
you could see then through echolocation, couldn't you?
All right. Speaking of superheroes, would you
You'd
rather
have to
be
go,
Batman or
"Whoa,"
Spider
and you
Man?
could do it. Oh,
Spider-Man. Oh, actually, no. Wait, am I
no,
also
we
Bruce
worked that
Wayne
out
as
because
well?
you said Spider-Man the
Yeah,
other day, and
obviously.
you said he was lame.
You're
Yeah, no. But I'm not thinking Batman or Spider-Man. I'm thinking Peter Parker.
What, Peter Parker
or-
or Bruce?
okay.
Bruce
are you
Wayne.
Bruce Wayne.
Bruce
and it's
Wayne,
Yeah,
Bruce
whatever.
Wayne.
Wayne.
Same thing.
He's got
I mean,
technology.
the powers are great and all, but Bruce Wayne is filthy rich.
However,
so...
it is DC,
Well,
not
so is
Marvel.
Elon Musk.
Yeah, but that doesn't. Yeah, but that's not.
So you want
Batman.
money? Basically, you don't care about being these guys. You just want the money.
No, I know. I like being a superhero as well, but I'm just saying Peter Parker.
All right, okay,
goes
so
back
if
to
you're
his
Peter
little
Parker-
one-bed apartment.
All right, hold on a second.
And has
Now
to
you
also
are.
has to work as a
Friends with-
pizza
You get to
boy.
control. No, you get to control the powers. Okay, all right. You're super strong. You've got
Okay.
webbing that comes out of your wrists, or you're going to be the last two Spider-Men where they actually have to have a cartridge for their webbing. Okay.
Yeah, cartridge.
But
that'd be
that's
freaky
the way it's
otherwise.
supposed to be.
Yes,
it
that
was
is the way it's
changed
supposed
for the first one, which,
which is so
blew
weird.
my mind when I found out.
Yeah, but I thought that's
But,
how it was meant to be.
So
'cause I
think
didn't
of the
read
money you could make.
comics.
Yeah,
You
so did I.
could enter strongman competitions and make a lot of money. All right, you can enter the Olympics
Yeah, but
and
then your
jump,
uncle
and do the
dies.
high
Yeah, but
jump.
you could if you're Batman as well.
Well,
Oh, maybe.
no,
Well, hang on,
again-
actually, no, because you've got mechanical stuff to help you. So maybe if you lost a
Yeah.
leg and turned into Paralympics, you could do it.
at one point he should have been in the Paralympics. Remember in the one Batman where Bane he ended up breaking his back And
that
and the start of the episode too, he was walking around with a cane. Remember that?
Oh,
Remember
was
that?
he?
Yeah,
So,
and
yeah.
like,
No,
oh
it
wait,
was,
this
yeah.
is what, yeah. In the start of that one, what was that one called? That Batman called with Bane in it.
I can't remember.
Anyway, yeah, but at the very
Batman
start of that,
Returns, Batman Forever. I don't know.
probably Batman
was a good
Forever,
one.
but yeah, but at the very start, he was walking around the cane because of all the fights that he's been in. He was very injured. Because remember when Catwoman broke into his mansion and she was stealing shit, and he was just limping around the place, and he had a cane. You
Oh, I don't remember that
Yeah,
one.
yes, I
I'd have to
remember that.
rewatch
Yeah,
it.
I remember
Yeah.
that.
So then he ended up,
They were good films, though.
of course, the genius, the real genius was Alfred, who created some what's it called?
Crutches.
Kind of robot arms for him. You know what I mean? What are they called when they're
Oh, okay.
exoskeleton?
Yeah.
Yeah. And
Okay.
so yeah, jeez, what a genius Alfred was.
He's
really.
rich, basically.
Yeah.
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 Yeah,
So what's
you
your
could
superpower?
buy-
I'm rich.
You could buy power,
Yeah.
couldn't you? That's the thing. That's like Tony Stark, isn't it? You can buy yourself power and make yourself a
Tony Stark is
superhero.
different. No. Tony Stark is a different category again compared to Batman. Tony Stark is a genius.
Oh yeah,
Like
no, he is.
You know what I mean? As in, like, he created a new
Yeah.
power source. You know what I mean? So, and he added nanobots
Yeah, in
and
a
all that kind of
cave.
stuff. Yeah, he didn't know he didn't create that, and he didn't create a new power source in the cave. He just
Did he not? I
shrunk
thought
down
he did.
his
He'd already
existing.
kind of- yeah.
He
No,
already
okay,
he
he'd
already
already
just
created
shrunk
it.
down his existing
miniaturized
arc
it.
reactor.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
okay.
so
it's a long
but
time since I've watched it. To be fair, maybe I need to watch it.
I
again.
feel like such a nerd sometimes, but it's only movies, not the comics. I just watch the movies 10 times over. You know, I just rewatched the Black Panther one again for the second time.
Oh well,
And,
the new one.
Yeah, the new one. Yeah, it's on
Yeah,
Disney.
I quite
It's
enjoyed
on
that.
Disney Plus.
All right. It's all right.
Yeah,
I
it's all right.
enjoyed it. It was alright. It was
We've gone so
good.
far off this.
Tom is so hungry he wants to eat.
I'm surprised we've not heard the
Everything.
doorbell go yet. What have you ordered, Tom?
Oh,
I-
no.
I have a burrito
No.
on the way.
I'm being good. Oh, well, you can
I
just
might
help
go and eat
yourself.
pizza.
Right. Let's end the podcast.
All right. He's gonna go and eat food.
Are they going?
I'm not.
Just to
I want
remind people who skipped the very start of the episode, please go to salmonslap.com
Why would you
to
skip
get
it?
merchandise. I don't know.
Yeah,
Just
and don't
some
skip
people are
the
weird.
episode.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But besides,
There's
that
choices.
means that now the next part makes no sense.
Yeah, you don't want to skip. Don't skip.
'Cause
If you skip,
Thank
go
you
Yeah.
back
so
to the
much for
beginning.
listening. If you haven't listened, which according to David, some people might not have listened all the way. They might have skipped part of
To
it.
the
I don't
end.
know. Either way, if you haven't listened, how did you get this far? But we shall see you next time. Bye bye.
Take care. Bye bye.
Bye.